Right,
sorry.
we're live now. Hello, YouTube. We're finally here. It's not the first stream. The Discord is
Someone made
providing
me.
some funnies.
Someone made memes about
Everyone finally is in the VC and is in the stage, which means we're good to go. Also, wait, Thermiter is Park
Hooray!
Thermae off. Park Thermiter is Thermae off. Very long week, and it is only Monday because I got
It's only
from
Monday.
Wales technically this morning.
Congratulations, you actually got to use your catchphrase.
Exactly. Right, Thermiter, is Park Thermae off? I'm waiting for you to confirm this in the Discord, which you should join. The link will be somewhere, probably. Don't know why I said it like that, but I did. Wowza! Okay, this guy's spectating.
If you want.
Okay, someone has just joined the Discord. We don't know who the hell he is, but he's here. I think he's...
Literally, upon invitation.
Oh, he's Crush's friend. Thermiter, you can kick him out the lobby if you just don't want him here. I hope you're aware of that. You do have the ability to just kick someone from the lobby as you are the lobby owner. Thermiter. Anyway, the lobby is starting regardless. Well, that worked well. Yeah, lobby is starting anyway, guys. Come on, let's do this. It is a sprint weekend. Don't you guys forget that.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Exactly. It's a sprint weekend. We're all feeling a bit funny today. It's Texas. We've got 10 people here.
It's Texas. We are like mandated to be funny. We have to be.
Well, no, it's America.
Okay, but it is also Texas.
But it's America.
And?
It's Silverstone if they hit it with a hammer a couple of times and then dropped off a 7-story building.
So it's America.
Exactly. Fun! As Rocket Powered Mohawk would say. Right, Crushed, if you continue, I will just time you out for the rest of the race.
Sorry, what was that? What was that about Rocket Powered Mohawk?
The Discord server are posting GIFs in general containing Rocket Powered Mohawk.
Ah, I see.
Fun! This race is going to be fun.
The missile knows where it is at all times. It knows this because it knows where it isn't. By subtracting where it is from where it isn't, where
what
it
a
isn't
surprise, guys!
Is greater.
Oh my goodness me!
Or
okay,
raining.
Right.
Oh dear.
There is currently like I don't know, like there's like a typhoon or something in America. Yeah, we're not restarting. This is
We're not restarting.
All the drivers should have prepared for this. We're not restarting, Red.
Please, God, crash.
Yeah, we're not restarting, but I know a couple of the drivers
We've all been
are really
warned
not
that
happy
there is
with
rain.
this.
Put
No, Red.
Look, you know there's rain. Put a wet setup on.
James, you are racing. If
Put
you
a
don't
wet
race,
fucking setup
then
on. You know there's rain.
Yeah, you have to deal with it. Be a bigger man. Stop bitching about it.
Be a big man. Be a big man. Put a fucking.
Exactly.
Just put a wet setup on.
That's why Park Thermae's off. This is the trade-off you get. Park Thermae's off, but we have funny weather. Okay, James has got his
we have funny
poncho
weather,
on.
indeed.
James has got his poncho on, and he's out on a lap. Joey here, the Red Bull driver, which is now Red Bull. It isn't whatever it was last weekend. No, it can't be off.
It wasn't Andretti last weekend. It was a Red
But you get
Bull.
what I mean.
It was Andretti like back in Qatar.
Yeah. Anyway, it's long ago now.
Clearly, my memory is better than yours.
I can't be paid enough to care because we're not being paid at all. Anyway.
God, if I was getting paid, it would go to fund my substantial gambling addiction.
It's early quality. We can talk about this sort of stuff.
Nothing much interesting is happening.
It's like in the Tour de France, they start going on about I don't know, some random questions, like the most challenging questions you can ask someone. So, what does the sea smell like when you're in? Those sort of questions. Anyway, with the Red Bull driver here, the first driver to first off go wide through turn whatever that final section is, and he's going to be the first to
Whatever that turn was.
start the flag. I've not been paid enough to research the track much because I've just got back from Wales. So,
Anyway, Ninja Bacon is the first
AKA
to
Mr. Joey.
complete their outlap. Joey is now starting their push lap.
Yes.
You don't gamble, you play
I think my VC.
fucking gacha
I think you are dying
games.
for me.
I'm
bro.
sorry, is that not gambling? Is it not? Is it?
It's Gadget Games.
Hello?
It's Gadget Games.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Hello? Okay, cool. It's gotcha. It's gotcha.
Gambling is for the weak, apparently, according to Thermiter. Oh, we have slow moving Alfa Romeo of
Anyway,
crushed.
first sector one, I think first sector one just got set by Ninja Bacon, obviously, since he's the first to go through.
Crushed
sector
suffers
one.
a spin in the wet conditions. It is his
Anyway,
first proper wet race this season. A full wets needed session, I should
I
say. Looking at.
I don't gamble for money. I gamble for digital women.
Okay. Well said. Looking at my very inaccurate weather radar, the rain could cease or it could not. We could stay wet for the full 14 minutes. It may dry up. I don't know. But it is.
Yes, that does sound pathetic. That's the joke.
Yeah. Anyway, the key thing is it's raining now.
The joke is unpathetic.
Yeah. The key thing is it's raining now, and it appears that Ninja Bacon is going to be the first man to set provisional pole. Crush getting out of the way for his teammate. We're now going to go watch everyone's favourite Tame Super Jazz, the man who, in theory, can wrap up the championship this weekend. I say in theory, he probably will.
I will stick with Ninja Bacon as they head around the final few corners, and are about to set a lap time. They're currently going they're currently going 150 through sector 3. They turn the final corner, heading down right before the start as they set a 156.2.
Thermiter, I think, is.
We can see. We'll get better than that.
Thermiter appears to be on not Thermiter. Tame appears to be on a slightly better pace. He's drifting through the final corner, but just hitting 150. There we go, 151.0. Brilliant lap. Who's going to be the next across the line? It's going to be the Alpine of James with a bit of a toe. He goes even faster.
150.6.
Next is going to be Scythe. To the line we go.
Yeah, so it's
followed by him is
it's
Ace.
going to be clear to me. I think that the 156 set by Joey is not in fact a fast time for this weather condition.
That was just we're
gonna
see what the conditions are. Speaking of, we have another driver out here who should be used to the weather. A Dutch driver, Red. He doesn't go anywhere in the Mercedes, even though he should be in a Red Bull. Bartek here coming through the final corner. He's again exploring the conditions. He's not accustomed to the rain really. Again from Poland.
Wait, why is he in a Mercedes then?
He's not. He's in a Haas. Red's in the Mercedes.
Wait,
You're losing it.
The person who shouldn't be in the car. What?
No one's in the wrong.
You
car.
said that someone should have been.
He's not accustomed to the rain because he's Polish. Where do you get he's not in the right car? And I'm the one who's normally struggling with Mondays.
What? What? No, you cannot gaslight me. You said that he was driving for the wrong team.
I said who was driving for the wrong team.
One of the like not the one you were just talking about, the one before that.
No, Red is driving for a different team, is what I did say. Speaking of teams, Thermiter and Ferrari has had a moment.
What the fuck?
We'll just brush over this because you are completely losing it right now. Anyway, we've got Thermiter here after suffering a bit of a spin. Yeah, you are losing it today, bud. He's had too much of that Zaza.
Man, it is. Trust me, I don't do that. I'm just
willingly.
Today, I genuinely don't. I just.
As Crushed gets a 5-place penalty for a collision with James. I think we just caught that. I saw Scythe still in the middle sector, so I cycled through people. So Crushed, I'm pretty sure, no matter what, is starting at the front end of the field. They touch again. So Yeah, spicy out on track already. No, I saw that, James. I saw a car massively swerve as I tabbed through, so that penalty is staying. We're not restarting for it. Right, yeah, thank you. I've accidentally opened Solitaire.
I'm trying to fix it. One moment.
I'm here.
Ow!
Yeah, no, James, I
Blue.
saw it. Both of you stop arguing. Crushed, you're at fault. The penalty sustains. You get a 5-place penalty.
Can I help with comms or FIA? I'm sorry. Like, I am a little out of it.
Oh,
right now?
Disconnected from
Because
the session, which is brilliant.
Because great. I should have you as a friend, so I should be able to invite you. The Fox. There we go.
He can't commentate
Invited.
if his Xbox has died, can he?
Wait, who am I? Who's commentating?
Don't worry.
My Xbox isn't dead.
Not you.
Sorry, I'm focusing on the track, not on chat.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're seeing a remarkable amount of people come sort of back into the pit lane. Going on to the inters, so it's people seem to think it's inters conditions now and not wets.
As I said, the rain could be moving away. I did say this.
Yeah, I know, but obviously, you know, I'm still just noting that they've decided that now is the time to swap over to inters.
Yeah. And I'm probably going to need to disconnect from the lobby in a moment, but I'll do that between sessions so nothing goes wrong.
Why do you need to do that?
Play instead of spectate and then play because it may force me to drive a car for the sprint. I have several invites anyway, so it's fine. As some of you may have noticed, Joe is not partaking in the session today because his Xbox Live ran out, which is completely his fault. He is stupid. Everyone flame him in chat, please. And I've disconnected again. Which is fine.
Any in a meaningful capacity. I'm going to see. Ace is back into the pit. I imagine they're going to change from the wets to the inters, like everyone else.
Yep.
As is crushed when they pull into the pits.
Probably a very sound idea, if I'm not gonna lie.
Indeed. So as we currently stand, we have Ace at the top, then James, Tame, Scythe, Stinged Thieves,
Red.
Thermiter, Bartek, Crushed, Joey, and RJ.
RJ.
Is RJ new? RJ
is our general reserve, who's now driving this weekend for the Bengals Autosport team. Anyway, Red has disconnected.
Yeah. Red has rejoined.
Red has rejoined.
As we see Thermiter head onto their push lap. We'll stay with Thermiter here for now.
Which is a bit annoying.
A decent handling of the very first corner.
Come on, game.
He's still having technical issues.
I'm trying to rejoin again, but it's just taking a moment. It's being slow.
I see.
There we go. We are back in business.
We are. Oh, we're so back.
Yet I am stuck on someone's car and it won't let me move off of this camera.
Whose car?
Okay, the camera's broken.
Oh dear.
There we go. I can use the spectate menu. My controller is slowly giving up as we see Scythe currently the fastest man out on track. I think he's the first man to get a good lap in on the Inters. We see RJ as well up to
Yeah. Scythe. Yeah, Scythe.
I've disconnected again. Why do I even bother sometimes?
Like, shave a whole 3 seconds off that is quite impressive.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it really does show the different effects that these conditions can have. In full wet weathers, you really do end up slowing down, even on the wet tires.
I'm pretty sure we all know that. Thermiter goes up to second fastest with a pretty clean and solid lap time.
Like, we've never seen the commentators ever repeat redundant information everyone knows.
Yep. It's what they're paid to do.
Exactly.
As James goes the fastest man on track, beating out Scythe.
Not paid for anything, though. We're just here.
We're to tell the obvious to those who'd like to listen.
Yes.
Let's
it's
go gambling. Aw, dang it.
Let's go gambling. Aw, dang it.
Exactly.
Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it.
Thermiter
That's
this
me.
season, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we like him though. He's a good man. Totally doesn't own the server. If we say anything bad, he'll kill us.
I don't think he could.
I didn't link the Discord, did I? I am stupid.
You're not stupid, don't worry.
I am.
No.
Smart man.
Oh, I think you're alright, don't worry.
Tame said he's had a bit of a technical issue with his wheel coming off.
Yeah, I can see that's something, why that would be something of an issue. I'm assuming we mean technical issue in terms of the actual driving wheel,
yes.
Not a wheel on his car, because I'm looking at his car.
Not of his car.
Because his all four of his wheels in his cars are very much attached. Yeah, there's not a lot really to talk about in qualifying.
No one appears to be improving, which is why we've
been
dead quiet. The track appears to be drying up though, which is a good sign.
Yeah, for some it is, yeah.
A lot more flat than others around some parts of the track. As we were saying before the session, we could see a new winner this weekend because it appears that one or two of the drivers are slightly off the pace from what they would have hoped. One of those being Tame. He is slightly down on currently the fastest man on track and his average time.
That is a shame for Tame.
Although
I imagine.
I'm pretty sure with the championship.
I think it might be just down to the wet weather conditions.
Yeah, because as we know, anything can happen in these wet conditions. As speaking of, he goes the fastest of everyone.
Yeah, that's because the track is drying up now.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that is evident. How about we see who's on what tire compound? That's not the right key buy. James making the boldest decision of everyone to come out on the dry tires. So Right, if Tame wins both races today, he'll be crowned the Season 1 champion of the league.
That will be interesting.
And he'll be put down in the record books as the first ever champion in this league ever.
Yeah, it's a high honor.
And he's still got to continue his podium streak, if anything. Hold on.
Indeed.
No, he just needs to win the main race in order to win the championship.
Oh. Yeah, so like mathematically it becomes impossible for anyone to catch up if he wins this.
It will be. We see James doing a massive corner cut there to try and get a bit more time in the session. He's missed his time. So the session has ticked over as RJ takes provisional pole. RJ from out of
the reserve
nowhere.
Driver.
Red goes second fastest. Can Tame is not going to improve. The current man in the championship, I don't think is going to improve. Crush retires from the session, so I think he's made a slight mistake. Thermiter as well, I think, is done with it. The rain catching everyone out. So Tame is done. Is Ace improving? Ace is currently the fastest man in the middle sector. What can he do? What can he do? Tame chooses to retire in the pit lane. Good for him. He's not going anywhere in a hurry. Can Ace, in his second race, take provisional pole? Tame saying he is suffering with his wheel issues. Through the final corner we go. Are we about to see a new fastest time? Is it Ace? Yes, it is! Ace takes the provisional pole. Can anyone take it? Thermiter has backed off his lap.
Time.
We've got Scythe. He may be able to just jump up the order, but I don't think he's going to have enough to be able to get that far up the order. Can we see a new front row? He's a bit down from what he needs to be. We could see him getting in the top 5 here. Can he do it? To the line. He goes second fastest. Scythe is on the front row for the sprint race.
What an interesting front row we have.
Bearing in mind, this is just the sprint race. This is just the sprint race. Even so, we've got a brand new top 4. Red hasn't been in the top 4 since round 1 of the championship. Red has disconnected from the lobby, so I will quickly give him an invitation.
Red must return.
Red Racer, the man of the moment, P3, Thermiter across the line. He's joined the server. Red, the first to start complaining about the
Ace taking provisional pole, though. Very interesting.
And that's pole for the sprint race. Here we can see, for the first time, we've got Tame Super Jazz away from the top step when Gaggles isn't here. James is in with a shot of making his way back up the field. As well as that, he does have a 5
It is a shame
penalty.
that Gaggles isn't here.
So even though it is a sprint race, Crushed and James will be starting on the back row of the grid. So James is going to have to...
What exactly happened with... What exactly happened
From what
with
it
James
appears from my perspective, Crush swerved over and hit him and they both got a penalty. Red, you finished P4. I know you weren't in the server at the time, but you are P4, Red. P4. You've not been this high up in the order since round 1, so good going.
He's done pretty well.
He's done very good for having a couple races where he's not been able to drive. Right, you two stop fighting each other, please. Just work together, get through the build. Okay, to be fair...
If they don't fight each other, what are they supposed to do?
Red, you've been beaten by 2 rookies. I hope you're aware. Don't forget your setups, lads, please. I don't want to stress that. Don't forget your setups.
It is raining.
It may not stay wet through the entirety of the sprint, though. I know for a fact at least the last lap of this sprint will be dry. I don't know about the rest of the sprint, but at least the very last lap, 100% will be dry.
Number 5, Ninja Bacon. Number 11, Sergio Perez. Number 5, Thermiter.
No, Thermiter.
How strange. Number 3, I mean.
3 for me. Anyway, the field is on the grid. Everyone is ready for the final sprint of Season 1. And it is lights out and away we go. It is a tentative
How many more races
start
do we have of Season 1?
from the whole field. We've got 2 more. Red takes control of his car there, getting skittish off the start. But Ace is going to lead into turn 1. Bartek's already made his way very up the order. Scythe takes the lead. Bartek into P2. Bartek is contesting for the lead here. And there's contact, and Bartek spins, and he takes out Red.
Into the wall.
And RJ's involved as well. 3 cars off. Scythe from Ninja from James.
What a shame.
And we see Ace has dropped down the order. Thermiter and Tamer's also dropped down the order. Thermiter staying roughly where he started. There's going to be a fight between Ace and Tame. We've got the whole field, a scurry of drivers all trying to get the best place. Ninja Bacon, aka Joey, versus Thermiter here for the sprint podium. He goes down the inside. Is there contact? Tame is forced off. So is James. They're about 4 wide. A very mismade move there. That's not Tame, sorry. That is Crushed. I don't know what Ninja Bacon Joey is doing, but that is some quite strange driving. I'm sure that'll be looked after the race by the stewards. As Thermiter goes into P2, the rest of the field still trying to congest. Thermiter went wide. Crushed is in the podium places. Around the outside, we see James going, and this does help Scythe going into the championship. He has a chance of winning the sprint.
As Ninja Bacon goes super wide on that corner.
I'm sure you're going to be watching him like a hawk this race. He's falling down the order behind Tame. So Tame, after a shaky start to the race, is back up the order. And of course, the 2 with a penalty, and now P2 and 3. Thermiter versus Tame now is going to be the battle of the race. We have a new driver in contention for a win this season, and it's come from literally the best of races for him. Red into the pit lane, I think, along with Bartek, yes.
Yeah, I imagine they both had front wing damage
after
from
that
that.
lap 1 crash. Yeah. As we see, Crush has gone very wide, and that has allowed his teammate through, and importantly, Thermiter through. So Thermiter is going to be pushing to try and get ahead of James. And the Alfa Romeos were side by side there. Tame just giving the position through. Ace has disconnected. He will be given a re-invitation as we speak while the battle unfolds. I will be super fast with this. Ace has another invitation for when he rejoins, so he should be able to get back in this race. We see Tame possibly lining up a move here on Thermiter. Thermiter, after a podium 2 races ago at a DNF at Monza, I'm sure is trying to make another impression. Yeah.
That is an interesting first lap.
And Tame goes down the inside of Thermiter. They're switching positions here. Thermiter goes off the track, and Tame gets the position. But it's not that bad. Anyway, our current race leader is 1.5 ahead of the competition. James Quinn is the one hunting down. He needs to try and get this win.
Thermiter is right behind Tame.
We're watching this battle in the background as Ace says the invite expired. He has another invite. RJ and Ninja Bacon will just hop on that fight here. These two are waging war together. As RJ suffers an unfortunate spin, just brushes the wall. Ace is now rejoining the game. We understand he suffered a game-breaking glitch. Harris, one of our drivers who couldn't make it, have the YouTube link there, bud. Enjoy. Ace has rejoined, and we've got a lovely helicopter shot of Scythe. We do believe the end of this race is going to be in the dry conditions, so that could pivot the race out of the way of Scythe. Either way, he gets the driver of the day for the sprint race, without a doubt.
Well, no, Tame Super Jazz has just set the fastest first sector.
Well, that is something important. I think Thermite has just backed off a bit to try and give his Inters a bit more life to them. Currently on that.
Not unsurprising.
Yeah.
It is unfortunate for Ace, though, to be back 7 positions from where they started.
The disconnection doesn't help, does it? It really, really doesn't. He's now got a fight with RJ, who also qualified.
Scythe is up high. 1.
Yep.
James, Crushed, and Ninja Bacon are all up 4 positions from where they started.
Yeah, man. Scythe as well, though. He qualified an absolute stonking lap in the final run. He managed to get on the front row for the first time in his career in this league. I'm pretty sure that's the best he's got in his entire career on F1. So it's a bloody good day for him, leading the race by 3 seconds now. James just using the tyres a bit more than those around him. I'm sure to try and get to our race leader. If they do end up fighting, this could be the fight for the sprint win. Let me quickly go back in the championship. We know, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Every sprint race this season has been won by a different constructor. So yeah, each sprint race we've had in this season has been won by a different driver, which is very good to hear. Crushed getting a penalty. I'd assume that's for corner cutting, as I did catch a glimpse of him cutting a massive corner here. Over to you, Imperial.
Interesting. Interesting.
As we can
I'm keeping an eye on Crushed, who's gained a penalty.
As we can see, he's a man of wisdom. He knows what he's talking about. Ace versus Ninja Bacon now. I think Ninja Bacon Joey just made a mistake through the S's section. That has given Ace P6, which is important for the lower couple of drivers in this race who haven't been competing in all the races.
Ace is slowly making their way back up.
I'm sure a safety car would not come to any ill effects to most of the drivers on the grid, especially if the track starts to dry up. But that doesn't appear to be happening anytime soon.
No, the rain is still coming down.
Oh yeah, I think Scythe has just used up too much of his tyres at the start of this race. He's slowly starting to fall back into the clutches of James. James is slowly catching on him. The gap's come down a second in 1 lap. A slight drift there from our current sprint race leader. I'm pretty sure even if he's on the podium. And there's Thermiter! Thermiter's crashed!
Thermiter's out!
And it's a virtual safety car!
What happened?
What has happened to Thermiter? He lost traction again.
He must have lost traction and gone off and hit a wall.
Oh.
But I was gonna say before that happened, the reason why Crushed has a penalty is it's a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings, most of which were for corner cutting.
No, it's a full safety car. Sorry, it is a full safety car.
No, it's still a virtual on my end.
It is a full safety car.
Now it is a full safety car.
Crushed into the pit lane. Ace staying out. This could be the greatest strategy call from Crushed we've seen the entire season. RJ's in as well. Is Red going to take the gamble? No, he isn't. Bartek, I think, can just afford to take the gamble on the soft tyres.
Thermiter's radio is quite colourful, shall we say.
I am aware. I have it in the background, and it is something else. No, these pit stops, the pit stops here from Crushed and RJ, they probably will be pivotal later on in the race if it does indeed turn dry, which it will. But the question is, how long until the rain ceases? That is the question. This safety car has just saved Scythe 2 laps. It saved him 2 laps. It's given him 2 laps to keep his tyres at a manageable rate. Except this will be the first time he will be starting from the front under a safety car conditions. So he's going to have a very good job to try and defend the man who could possibly take P3 in the championship.
Yeah, I mean... So, is the safety car in this lap?
No,
because not every car's... No, the cars are not caught up.
Lap.
Yeah. But I was just going to say, when these... Remember, guys, don't go side by side.
Yeah, the Verstappen rule is in effect. We will just penalise you
but,
this weekend.
Yeah. But I was just going to say, you know, in these conditions, I imagine they're going to hit the throttle as soon as the safety car goes in. When they're bunched up like that, it's a real risk of as soon as they go around a corner of all slamming into each other.
Or it could be that we have our race leader try and go slowly until the final corner and then launch it from the corner.
Indeed.
Which we could see, as we know, Tame trying to hunt down an easy championship win due to the fact that Gaggles is not able to participate because of the end of his school run coming to a close. Of course, there may be a prolonged... yeah, there may be a prolonged gap between the final race of the season and the next race due to the Hungarian Grand Prix being in effect, which of course I will be attending. I know several other leagues are having a weekend break there, so we may be nice and give you one weekend break to think about this championship before the final round. It will all go down to a vote on the week. But we will say that now, so everyone has at least a 2-week warning.
You're not going to be here, so that'll be interesting.
I'm definitely not going to be here, which is why I say we could just give everyone a little break, and then we can do the final showdown on F123 tier.
Yes, that's...
Which I think would probably do some of the drivers good. I think that would probably do some of the drivers good. Getting some an extra.
Are we moving to?
We'll
are we moving to 24?
We'll move to 24 next.
Cool. Depends on whether or not I've been paid and can actually buy it.
It's on a. I think it's a part of the Steam Summer Sale, so you may be able to get it slightly cheaper.
Yeah, but I'm on Xbox, so.
Of course, the one issue. Bartek making a mistake in the background there as Red disconnects. We will re-invite him. Red suffering with similar connections to me and my Discord.
Yes. Which I'm not going to mention because
it will probably cause something.
I've been told CD keys are a good shout. Which that's true. But also
safety cars in this lap. Red has been given another invite, so we need to accept this.
But also I can't really budget it this month. It's why I'm sort of asking how many more races are in this month.
We're gonna have a break anyway. We've got this race 2 more, probably a week break as well, so it'll be 3 weeks. Red has joined back.
Yeah, it should be fine then.
Anyway.
I get paid at the end of each month, so it should be fine then.
Right, if you like, I'll start covering the safety car restart here. Now, Scythe is going to start. Red's left again. He's going to have to wait for an invite here or get invited by someone else. There we go, he's back.
That is unfortunate for Red. Anyway, he's going to miss the safety car restart.
He's back, he's fine. Anyway,
okay.
Scythe, the man of the moment, the man who qualified P2, is trying to wait for as long as he can for the safety car to get in the pit lane. We have the final corner on the circuit to go. Remember, lads, don't go side by side. Has he chosen to go? Side. Yes, he has. We are green flag racing.
Going.
Under the safety car, we saw
and there's another immediate safety car.
No, there isn't. Luckily, Red does to the back of the order, though. After rejoining, we've got 4 cars here at the back of the field. Crush is overtaken by Bartek. RJ...
as they go right off into the runoff.
Red gets a massive corner cut. We see Ace being drowned out here by James, sorry, as he gets through on the Red Bull of Joey, who's been doing quite a bit of weird racing here. But it's good news for the Alfa Romeo outfit.
James is moving on tame.
As Crush
they're side by side
through the S's.
But as Tay manages to just keep ahead of him, but James is angry and on his heels.
The wet runners don't appear to be struggling as much as we first thought. Yes, there is still spray around the circuit, but the one wet runner is crushed. He is suffering, so the wets were the wrong call. As we see Ace fighting with James. These two.
He's not on wet. He's not on wets. Everyone's on inters. The only person who's on a non-inters tire, crushed is on softs.
Yeah, I did make a mistake there. My bad. Everyone has mistakes in commentary, you'll come to find. Anyway, the current battle is for P3. It is James versus Ace. And I'm pretty sure it may involve Tame Super Jazz in a moment here. The man we are currently watching. The man who has scored the most points so far in a single season. The man in with a chance of winning the championship today. He needs to finish a... Yeah.
This top 4, they are right on each other's heels. They are hungry. They want this.
James has just dropped back a bit. I think this is strategic to let those ahead kerfuffle and then wear out their tyres. But this could be crucial in the championship. Scythe defends here from Tame. Tame has to go off the track in order to not make contact. And that's made him go into the claws of Ace, who at one point was almost at the back of the field. He's made his way back up to P2.
Red is asking for an invite.
Yeah, I'm going to have to be very quick with this because this battle is unfolding very, very quickly.
It is.
There you go,
Scythe is just ahead of Ace. Scythe is just ahead of Ace. They are like millimeter. They are not far apart.
These four are separated by under a second and a half, which is some crucial racing in the sprint race.
Under half a second, you mean?
No, they're all separated by a second and a half.
Oh,
Ace! Side by side with Scythe!
As Ace
they
moves
touch!
on Scythe,
There is contact! Wow!
And Ace is in technically first place according to the board.
Does have the inside line. Does he back out of it? Yes, he does. Ace!
He does back out of it, which...
Into the lead, it's a huge moment! Ace with a huge moment there.
Yeah, I think that was smart probably by Scythe to try and back that off because they likely would have collided if they'd have kept trying to go side by side through that corner.
And Tame down the inside on Scythe, they do touch, and I think that was some payback from turn 1, but Tame also has a huge snap of oversteer and loses the position. He's now got James trying to go around the outside, he's crowded out, he goes down the inside of Scythe, who was at one point leading the sprint. James also gets ahead of him.
Wow.
There, James into P2. These three have been completely lost by Ace, who is in with a shot.
Ace is shot off.
Unless Ace makes a mistake, we could see this championship possibly drag on one more weekend, or 2 more weekends even, because as we know, Tame is not going to be here for Mexico. As we see James down the inside of Tame, Tame needs to finish a lowest of 6th here. And then he needs to come P2 in the race for him to get the championship. At this point, I'm not quite sure where he needs to finish in the race. It may still be he needs to finish in the top 5 to get the championship. But it's going to go down to the final lap of the main race, I do fear. And the radar is very much like this. The rain is going to be pungent throughout the race, but we do have dry spells forecast midway through.
It's going to start wet, be dry in the middle, and then end wet.
I'm not sure how it's going to end, but we will have dry spouts.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I believe there will be rain midway through the race as we see Tame trying. He does get ahead of the, at one point, pole sitter. Oh, Tame having a huge moment. They're almost spinning. That could be crucial. James just keeps ahead.
That did just cost them the second place. That did just cost them the second place.
But these 4 drivers, RJ has joined the back of this fight, and I'm sure Ace is going to be absolutely thrilled with the result so far. He's going to have 1 more lap to go as Crushed suffers a moment down towards the major hairpin of the track, the second major hairpin of the track, the flatter one of the 2. But yeah, as it stands, 1 lap to go. The final lap of racing at the Sprint at Kota. Could we see a possible last-ditch attempt move from Scythe down into turn 1? He's miles back. He could be waiting as Crushed knows he can't go anywhere, retires from the race. I think a brake failure. We see here...
It's unfortunate.
Oh, very much so. Could we see Scythe keeping the P4 position, RJ behind him just backing away? I think RJ's done that strategically, so they both can keep their positions in the race for at least the start of the race. We don't know what could unfold through turn 1. Bartek could have another mega launch off the 9, almost possibly take the lead before inevitably ending up in another barrier. Unfortunately, that race, the start of the race was over for him before it even was really underway for Bartek and Red and a couple of others involved in that turn 1 incident. At one point in the race...
that turn 1 incident really did shape the
Oh, it did.
The overall, except not for Ace though, because Ace got.
We have Tame down the inside of James, and he's got the move done before the braking zone. That could be pivotal for the Grand Prix, which we will have as James gets a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. This is even more crucial. Is James about to lose out?
That bumps.
Yeah, that bumps
James down to 5th.
Yes, that would.
That bumps him. Yeah, that is unfortunate
for the man who has a chance of taking P3 in the standings. But the race has gone the way of the Williams drivers. Ace from South Africa becomes the first man in the league's history to win from South Africa. Tame Super Jazz with Jam right on his James right on his tail. He's not going to get it done.
Wasn't Ace in the top 4?
Ace
when
was in the top 4. Confirmation Scythe in P3 for the end of the race. RJ P4, James P5. Bartek is going to come across the line, possibly, definitely, to get P6. Red is back with P7. And the final man is the Red Bull in P8. What a race that was.
What a race.
If you could just quickly speak to our audience. I agree to that. James does get the
Hello.
end of the day for the sprint. You speak to our audience. I need to go for a brief second.
Okay.
I will be very fast.
Okay. The missile knows where it is. It knows this because it knows where it isn't. By subtracting where it is from where it isn't, or where it isn't from where it is, whichever is greater, it obtains a difference, or deviation. The guidance subsystem uses deviations to generate corrective commands to drive the missile from a position where it is to a position where it isn't, and arriving at a position where it wasn't, it now is. Consequently, the position where it is now the position that it wasn't, and it follows that position that it was, it is now the position that it isn't. In the event that the position that is not the position that it wasn't, the system has acquired a variation. The variation being the difference between where the missile is and where it wasn't. If the variation is considered to be a significant factor, it too may be corrected by the GEA. However, the missile must also know where it was. The missile guidance computer scenario works as follows. Because a variation has modified some of the information the missile has obtained, it is not sure where it is.
We are back and we are ready. Also made one very small mistake a moment ago. It would not have been Scythe's first podium, as he had one in Austria. So that was my fault for saying that wrong. Anyway, we're waiting for the field for the first American Grand Prix. James, we understand, has disconnected. We cannot invite him until... James, we can't invite you till the lobby starts, which is now. Anyway, it is all lights on, lights out, and away we go. I have no audio for some reason. We're back with audio. It's a very clean start from the field. Bartek trying to make moves up there. He taps the back of RJ. RJ losing a place or two. Crushed. Instinctively going as wide as he can. Okay, lobby has glitched, so we will be restarting. Lobby has glitched, everyone. Lobby is glitched. Restart confirmed. Restart confirmed. Quite unfortunate, that. Yeah.
What's happening?
Lobby restart. The lobby's crashed. Everyone.
Really? Everyone's racing almost.
No.
Everyone's racing.
Everyone is apparently disconnected from everyone. It's happened to Thermiter, it happened with me, and it's happened with James. We're restarting the lobby. No, Thermiter, we're going to have to just make a new one, bud. It's probably not going to work like that. Unfortunately. Everyone leave your lobby. Everyone leave your lobby. Please, everyone leave your lobbies.
Including me, I suppose.
Yes, everybody leave their lobbies, please. Everyone leave their lobbies.
This is the one restart.
Yes, and it's because the game actually broke itself. It wasn't anyone's fault that time. The game broke itself. Everyone leave their lobbies, please. You will be re-invited.
You will
I
get
have a pick of the
your
grid. Everyone leave, please.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, a couple of the people
just,
on the grid
that happens
didn't
sometimes.
go. And yeah, it's everyone leave. Everyone leave. Just everyone leave.
That just happens.
We're gonna let Thermiter restart the lobby. The grid is in his DMs.
And it is unfortunate that happens.
Sunburn is
Anyway, Thermiter was threatening to dox me because I read out the whole missile system guidance.
Damn. Missile is
Copy
very
pasta.
EP. He is a sleepy GP.
No, the original one, not the EP one. Which, by the way, I don't know if you guys have ever I don't know if you've ever read the original missile guidance system.
To it.
Like, is it weird that I actually understand what it's talking about?
Yes, you're not the only one.
Okay, that's the autism. Got it.
Everyone is being sent invites who I have added on my friends list.
Can I tell you more about the missile guidance system?
We may get demonetized if you continue, I do warn you.
Oh, really?
It is copyrighted content, apparently.
Oh, wow, okay. No, I guess not then. That's sad, but I guess not.
Everyone who is on my friends list has an invitation.
Yep, I'm just waiting for it to...
You need to ask other people.
Where is the...
Thermite of the Grid is in your DMs. Thermite of the Grid is in your DMs.
That is just unfortunate, actually. I don't know. I'm kind of sad.
Yeah,
I'm a little sad about that. You just got... you get DMCA.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everything had a moment then. We have...
I mean, I guess that makes sense, because it wasn't like an official military, well, I suppose Air Force handbook, so it would be copyrighted by the Air Force.
Yeah. Anyway, everyone's in the lobby waiting on
that
Thermiter.
Still makes me
James,
sad.
Why have you gone to Spectator?
Because he's
lucky I caught that then, wasn't it? Because he would have started he wouldn't have raced then. Anyway, we're just waiting on Thermite to just confirm the grid, and then we will get underway for the final time.
This really will be the final testimony.
Unless there's a red flag, in which case... Yeah, Bartek, you weren't P5, mate, you were P6.
I have extraterritorial rights!
Thermiter, wait, are we missing someone? Who are we missing? Are we missing someone? RJ! RJ, bro, where are you? RJ. We're missing RJ. Okay, RJ is the one we're missing. Thank you for addressing that. I don't have you added, RJ.
Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4,
yeah,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we are just missing RJ.
RJ, restart your game, bud. That's probably the best way to do it.
Yep. You are the big.
With plenty of time to spare, so we can afford to have a lobby overrun slightly.
Yeah. It's been remarkably smooth until now. So
it wasn't our fault though. The game crashed.
Yeah, that's just EA. That's just EA. EA games are like that sometimes. They'll run super smoothly until they don't.
Okay, when RJ joins, I'm pretty sure we'll be good, near enough good to go.
EA games are like people who have dinner at Mackey's every night. Sure, but like they work out, so it's like they look healthy, they look fine. They've not put on a huge amount of like external weight, but one day they're just gonna have a random heart attack and no one will know why.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just waiting on RJ to join the server, and I'm sure he'll be there in due course. Apparently Ace has been kicked as well.
Wonderful.
Don't worry, it's fine. I can invite Ace pretty easily. He's at the top of my EA friends list. There you go, Ace. You've been reinvited.
Is that because of the alphabet? Is that because of the alphabet?
Yes, that is. I mean, he also beats the international alphabet because he's also, you know, African.
True.
You do have another invite, Ace. Hey, yo, the pizza hit.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, we're waiting on RJ and Ace just to get in the lobbies. Oh, yep, that's fine. Everyone choosing to restart the lobby if they disconnect.
RJ's in, we're just missing Ace.
Yep, Ace is joining the lobby. He said he just had to restart the server.
There.
Drawing a mouth with hot dogs.
I'm chugging soda.
Which diabetic-inducing drink are you drinking?
Well, I'm drinking Iron Brew sugar-free.
I see. Heart attack inducing.
I drink sugar-free.
Yeah,
I drink it because it's marginally better than me.
For some reason, Ace has just gone off.
I drink it because...
That's because he's really...
Yeah, I drink it because it's marginally better for me than sugared.
Yeah, Ace, tell me when
I say marginally because, like... Because of all of the additives and stuff, I'm sure, that are in it.
Don't forget, guys, push as hard as you'd like after turn 1.
Right now. Yeah, I suppose.
Okay, Thermiter, that's probably going to go somewhere non-child friendly.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Thermiter owns a pair of headphones that have cat ears on them.
He probably does. That's what he's wearing right now to speak to us. Ace, come on, bro.
We should get you a driving helmet that has cat ears on them. Damn, throwing a girlfriend under a bus.
Okay, Ace has confirmed he may not be able to run in the race due to the fact that he is having internet issues. So Ace may be retiring from the start.
It got deleted.
Yeah, we will be waiting till local time. We're going to wait till 13 minutes past the hour, and if he's not able to join by then, we will just be starting without him because he has admitted he may not be able to race due to the fact he keeps, disconnecting, reconnecting, etc., etc.
Damn, you salty because I'm calling you out.
Okay, he's just messaged me. We're fine to start. So all of you, if I can just quickly confirm, Thermiter is the grid ready. What the hell is that, bro? It's ugly. Burn it. Burn
Hell
that
yeah,
thing
let's
in general.
go.
Yeah, Thermiter, just to confirm, the grid is yeah. Yeah, Ace said he's
Burn
fine
it, like-
without joining. Yeah,
Burn
that's
it like the
fine.
Library of Alexandria.
Okay, everyone ready. We're just waiting on one person who's going to piss. Thank you, Thermiter.
Are you actually joking me?
I wish I was. Stop readying up. What part of don't ready up don't you guys understand?
I need to know where Donkey Kong pees.
Thermiter, you're getting... Okay, we can ready up now. Ready up, ready up, ready up, ready up. Go, 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 go.
Go.
That was surprisingly quick from me saying ready up to go.
Yeah, these people have got like an itchy pedal foot. They're just gonna slam it on there.
Anyway, guys, don't forget your setups. Don't forget your setups.
They're going to forget their setups. Anyway, the main race should be dry, so...
That's not the weather reports I'm getting. There will be rain at some point in the...
Or at least it was dry initially. It might not be dry now, because we have restarted the lobby.
It probably will be the same, because Thermiter's nice.
Okay, it is dry.
So there
It is a clear sky.
All we have is there will be confirmation that there will be rain at some point in this race. When, I have no clue. This also means that everyone is bumped up a position.
I will. Yeah, it is a shame that Ace isn't able to race after that amazing.
Ace will be counted for the sprint though, so he will get the points for the sprint. He just won't get any points.
Yeah, I just think it's a shame.
Yeah,
it was a really good sprint.
He's been suffering with Wi-Fi issues the whole time, and I think his router's just finally given up. Anyway,
and what bathtub do I have to dunk my router into those mystical Time Lord powers?
We've got 9 drivers on the grid, and we are green flag racing.
As lights out and
Yeah, I prefer green flag racing because it's more unique. We see moves throughout the whole field here. They're about 3 abreast through the apex. Yeah,
I tried to steal the phrase and it killed me. Fucking hell.
Yeah, that's what you get for trying to steal Crofty's quote. We've had 2 cars come together already. No combo, no major wing loss. Tame from Scythe, from James, from RJ, from Bartek, from
my
Red,
poor voice.
from the Red Bull, from Thermiter, and then Crash. We have a possible...
Okay.
Yeah, if you need a moment, just put down your headset, mate. Anyway,
I need to set up my...
here between Bartek and Red, these two having a brilliant fight in the first race of the season. Red got an absolutely superb move around the outside of the chicane in Australia. Could he possibly line up
around the outside?
Brilliant move around here.
Around the outside.
Could we possibly see him dive to the inside of the corner? We see it's all defensive moves coming from the field. Thermiter goes down the inside on the Red Bull. There is contact made. I'm not sure where that puts them both out. Thermiter just giving up the position. He still has both wings intact. That is crucial for right now.
That is the important thing.
James versus Scythe. James forces Scythe off the track, and I think is willingly giving the place back there to avoid a penalty in the future. As we see Thermiter now ahead of the Red Bull.
I do love it when people willingly admit they're wrong and we don't have to fight on it constantly.
Exactly.
That is nice.
I think James is really
it's always enjoyable
as he cuts the corner. Anyway, it's now time to put on.
he's evolved as a person while he cuts the corner.
Yeah, he's opted to cut the corner.
Oh my!
He knows if he forces someone off, it's fine. We can see the field on a real mix of tire compounds.
I mean, it's not fine. But, you know, yeah, it is a bit of a mix of, I think people are, like, trying to, like, gamble when the rain is coming.
Oh, yeah, we know it's coming. When, we don't. As we can see, the soft optimum should last about 12 laps. So,
it's,
half
yeah, I mean, usually it is interesting that the soft are going to last so long on this track.
Oh, and there's
considering
a
the
bit
fact
of
that
contact
Austin
there.
is...
Between Scythe and James. Scythe on a defensive drive.
There's a little bit that, you know, is
bit in the back of the shot there
Bartek
and Red, yeah. But we're gonna keep with this
Bartek
battle
and
here.
Red almost came together there.
James down the inside of Scythe gets the overtake.
Sorry, you have to give me a moment. I can't find my TV remote and I need it so my TV stops screaming at me about wanting to turn off.
I'm going to keep commentating this because Red and Bartek are waging a war against each other. They're both making contact, but it's not enough to create damage for either of them. So these two are just racing each other as hard as they physically can without anything negative coming from it. Of course, one's on the softs, one's on the mediums. One will have a later life advantage, one will have the advantage now. And I think Bartek is going to have to try and get ahead of Red in order for this to work. James is now ahead of Scythe by a bit of a margin there, as we see confirmation DRS is enabled. So this race is about to kick it up a gear if it all goes the way I think.
We're about to... If, you know, people who are within 1 second of each other, that is a pretty major speed boost.
Yeah. We do have Scythe, who's going to try to stick to the back of James here in order to try and get some DRS. We're going to ride on board with him. How much ERS are we using? I may need to quickly change my camera so we can actually see this properly because I have a different camera on because I'm special like that.
That is... You're alright. You're okay. Head pat.
No, I'm not. I'm really not.
It's been a long week.
Very much so. And it is indeed Monday, I think.
Yeah, I figured you finished the quote. You deserve to.
Anyway,
I would. Oh God, I hope not. I hope it's a later day in the week.
Oh, definitely. Thermiter now getting ahead of Bartek, but we do see Bartek driving into the side of Thermiter for a start. But we do see that Scythe is completely out of ERS. So
it is interesting to me that the Tame is also out of ERS. Almost out of the ERS.
My camera's fixed itself on the Alpine. It gives me the full wheel on the Alpine, not the other cars. The rest of I'm pretty sure the top three do lack ERS. But there is a fight here. Bartek versus Thermiter. They're really getting their arms out for it. I think Bartek's going to have the ERS. And Thermiter pits! Whoa!
Thermiter pits? Interesting. Do you reckon he sustained some wing damage at some point?
I don't think he did, because it didn't appear to me that he has any wing damage. It's not a wing-changing stop. It's for a set of hards.
Interesting. I wonder if he's trying to go long until the rain, and then.
Because we don't know. The rain could have moved past us. There was a spell of rain, but that could have gone past during the stoppage period for the game breaking. So. Anyway, we've currently got the fight here, and that's the fight for the win. And if Tame, I'm pretty sure, can finish anywhere in the top 4 and win the championship. So it's pivotal. He finishes this race in the top 4.
I imagine everyone behind him is preying on his downfall, though.
As we see James going down the inside, ahead of Tame. These two have been sharing a battle, not for the championship, but they've been sharing a season-long battle.
Round the outside,
exactly.
Round the outside.
But these two have been sharing a season-long battle for as long as they've both been racing in the league together. They've been sharing this fight since Belgium, pretty much. James is banking on a first win. Tame may be in a nicer mood today to be able to give it to him later on in the race, but I think it's still a tiny bit too early for anything to be said properly about this.
You never want to count your chickens before they hatch.
Exactly.
We still have like a good 24 laps left of the race. So
we've got
anything.
20 laps. Tame summing up.
Well, I mean, we're five laps into a 28 lap race. We're on the 5th lap, so about 24 laps left.
As this goes on and goes wide, so these two are going to have a little battle here through the S's section. A rip-off Maggots and Beckett's, in my opinion. Do they touch? No, they don't.
Is this why you refer to it as the American Silverstone?
In some places it does look like they've hit it with a hammer. That's not the point we're trying to make here. Anyway, we see Red just managing to maintain the position ahead of RJ. RJ will get the DRS. Speaking of DRS, Tame does have a helping of DRS on the car ahead. I do believe it doesn't appear to have the rear wing open, but he is gaining a crap ton on the car ahead. He does a dummy move. James doesn't fall for it. He's wise to these attacks. He knows what Tame's all about at this point in the season. Tame is probably trying his best to see what he can do. James up 3 places and Red is up 2. So these drivers have really made an impression on the field so far. Have I disconnected? I hope I haven't. If
no, you have not. You've not disconnected.
Again,
I can still hear you.
You want to try and take over to make sure I don't, disconnect.
Yeah, no. I know. I just it wasn't a very long pause before. Like I was trying to flick through and find something to comment on.
Anyway, we've got DRS with Tame here. Tame is going to go for a move on the outside line here. It's not going to make it stick because
Tame is ridiculously close.
Oh yeah, we could see a move coming through. We've got the Titan.
Tame is practically
almost around the outside. Almost.
Tame is practically up the exhaust.
Yeah. If he was in the exhaust, then they'd both be off. We could see that come to a head this race. We saw it in real life. We could see it here today. 2 protagonists this season having a monumentous moment which butchers both of their races. Hopefully that won't happen because Tame needs this to win the championship. If he doesn't win
Hopefully it won't happen because one of them isn't a dick.
Yeah. Anyway, it might not happen until the final round of the season because Tame is not competing next weekend. We do see here, though, a good helping of DRS. James moves to the inside.
Oh, look at the reflective mirage off the road there.
Tame tries to get the move done. He's just done it. Red moves into the podium, places ahead of Scythe there. So Scythe slowly dropping down the order from starting second after a DNS from Ace, with his engine spontaneously combusting on the way to the grid like Ocon's did at Silverstone. Anyway, we're going to quickly stay on the back of this fight here with Scythe and Red, these two drivers are even closer than P1 and 2 right now. So this could be a key fight in the race. But P1 and 2 are going to have the DRS as Crushed overtakes the Red Bull in the last part of the lap. The final sector, we have DRS from James here. James knows the car ahead is on the same tyres. And if the rain does come down in due course, it could be critical. Because we may see people having to pit, but then it's not wet. Red keeping ahead of Scythe now. Again, the soft runners can
I mean, it looks like the clouds are starting to roll in.
It does look a bit more.
But that's not an indication. It is not an indication of when the rain will be coming.
Anyway, Thermite is caught up to the back of the field here. He overtakes Joey here for the final points paying position. They're almost 3 abreast. They are 3 abreast. There's contact. The 3 of them forced to go wide. Unsurprisingly.
According to, I don't know if you're paying attention to the drivers' radios, but Thermite apparently wanted to start on hards.
Whoa. We've missed that, but James got ahead of Thermite after getting DRS. Not Thermite, Tame. But Tame is going to fight it. He's going to push down the inside. Do they make contact? No, they don't. But James has the inside line. As we see,
Crush gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
Yep, that
I'm
was
assuming
coming
for corner
because
cutting.
he had a bit of a skerfuffle. As Scythe gets back ahead of Red into the braking zone. Is it
any drivers could get the weather update from their engineers and pass that on.
And there's contact. Scythe is spun, not fully around, but enough to inconvenience him and put him out of contention for the podium at this point. And this massively helps RJ, who is now very much within DRS of Red, the Dutch driver trying to get back on the podium after oh so long. They're fighting into turn 1 as well. James starts almost all the way to the inside. Can he get it stopped in time? Flips the curb.
Scythe goes a little wide as well around the final corner.
I think he has to. The DRS isn't going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. Red lives for another day. But the fight is between James and Tame. These two are sharing quite possibly a season-equaling best battle. It may not be for the championship, but it is on track as we see Crush coming into the pit lane. Yellow flags out. I think a Red Bull has also spun on pit lane entry. They keep going. We're going to see what is going on at Red Bull. It is starting to rain on the pit straight. So 2 drivers seeing the rain coming in.
The rain is starting now. See, they're coming in for the inters, but watching the rain dropping isn't when you should come into inters. You need to come in for inters when the track itself begins to wet.
What happened was, I think one was coming in for their stop anyway. It was Joey coming in for a stop anyway. But he crashed into the pit lane, so he's chosen the mediums instead. So he's planning on going until there is probably a safety car, which could happen. Bartek and Thermite, as we can see, getting close to each other, but the fight at the front has
the racing overall has been a lot better the last couple of races than, say, Japan was.
Anyway,
Monza. But like Monza specifically had problem children, shall we say.
And I think we've just seen a pivotal moment in the Grand Prix as James comes into the pit lane. And it's the same with Tame. So James and Tame into the pit lane. Tame made a mistake.
Interesting.
Through turn 18, I think it is. He went wide, so I think it is just getting too wet. Scythe is choosing to stay out on the soft tyre. Is Bartek going to be the next into the pit lane? The top 4 are in the pit lane right now. So Scythe will inherit the lead of the race. The rain is coming down. To what intensity? We don't know. Bartek choosing the pit lane now. Does Thermite choose the pit lane? Yes, he does. Bartek gets a penalty entering the pit lane. That, I think, we'll be able to scrub off. If he gets another corner cut penalty, then we'll just say they both go, because if he corner cuts again to get a penalty, he deserves it. DRS has been disabled. I think it has been a very good strategy from Crushed.
Crushed has made an excellent strategy call.
Scythe was in the lead of this race.
Though
I think he's just been hung out to dry by his team here. This could be crucial.
Yeah, Scythe is going to have to change, and that's unfortunately going to put Scythe somewhere back behind RJ, I think.
Got a yellow flag in turn 1. I think that was just 2 cars rejoining at the same time. Of course, the pit lane isn't exactly a proper part of the track in this game, so it does trigger you whenever there is a movement. So that would probably just be
weird.
Bartek coming out at the same time. But the rain is out. The DRS is disabled. And we can see the back straightaway, the top three, one of them has made a soul-crushing error, which probably has just lost him the race. He may be lucky to get out ahead of Crushed here, but you have to be remarkably lucky. He's pretty much drifting the rest of this track. We don't know the severity of the rain. We don't know how bad it could get out here. Thermiter is up into P6.
I guess would be pretty bad.
If it does get pretty bad, then we will see later on. But as it stands, we are all pretty much... we've got our emergency ponchos on, Bartek and Thermiter. Bartek goes wide. Thermiter is probably going to gain the advantage here. They do bang wheels. Thermiter's forced around the outside. This is going to help Crush get into this battle.
In the immortal words of Commander Shepard, we'll bang, okay?
Yeah, exactly. They weren't afraid to do it at Silverstone, a couple of the drivers, but they're doing it now. We could see Scythe come up just ahead of this gaggle of cars, which I think he will do.
Sometimes I make references, and then I remember that not everyone is like me and knows everything.
I've tried to make Monty Python references sometimes, and no one understands me. It's soul-crushing.
Oh, I love Monty Python.
Exactly, man. People don't understand it. Anyway, Thermiter's lining up a move on Bartek. Bartek switches deep to the inside and goes massively off the track. This does help Thermiter. He's got the run. He gets ahead of Bartek. Through the corner we go. Thermiter gets the position. He gets P6. And he's still in with a shot of the podium in this race. Anyone is, I'm pretty sure.
It is... You know, we 18 laps. You know, we'll see. Anything could happen.
This is yellow flag out in the final corner. It is Ninja. I think he meant to put onto the inters and didn't realise his mistake because he pitted onto the mediums. So he's forced back into the pit lane. Also worth mentioning, Red Bull got a 1-2-3 win yesterday due to the fact they won F2 and F3. The Red Bull team did. At least the juniors did. Anyway, if there is a safety car, which could happen...
Technically they didn't win in the F1, but...
I mean, on the qualifying day.
No, on quali, yeah, fair.
They had a pretty decent quali day.
Yeah.
Behind the Brits. Anyway, we have Red versus RJ. This is currently the battle of the race. The two drivers who are the closest together, RJ to the inside, the reserve driver for Gaggles. If he can get on a podium in 2 races, that would be good. Thermite is still complaining about his strategy. It could become something good later. As we see the Red Bull here
wait and see.
Being lapped, unfortunately for him, as Red gets a penalty for corner cutting. So I think that was having a fight here with the car ahead. I think he just went off the track and just threw his chances away.
It'll be interesting.
I get a buzz in my ear saying that the rain is going to stop at some point this race. So the rain is
okay. So it's not going to be. It's not even full wet from here on. Interesting.
I don't think it will be. I think it may get slightly wetter, but I'm not sure. If it does, we'll see. But the rain is set to cease. We've got, what is that? 18 laps left of the race, so we could see 9 more laps of dry running and then 9 laps of completely dry running. I say completely dry. The track will be overcast because the clouds are moved in all of a sudden. It's a Texas storm out here. Literally.
You don't see this. You don't see this kind of weather out in Texas very often. Thankfully, they did install the roof on the commentary box.
Yeah, it's normally inside. As the Red Bull as well also gets a penalty.
Normally, but you could never discount such luxuries as a roof and air conditioning.
The drivers have free air conditioning because it is an open cockpit sport. Roofs, not so much.
Yes.
The race has come into its quiet stage. Nothing much is going to happen. We do have Bartek and Thermite though close together. I think Thermite has made a mistake, and the Red Bull is off in turn 1. Slightly.
Unfortunate. That is unfortunate for the Red Bull.
Joey in his second race. having to pull over by the side of the track. I'm pretty sure he's had an engine problem there. There is a bit of smoke lingering about the end of that Red Bull. Should not be a cause for concern for the rest of the race. I'm pretty sure he was down and out anyway. His car really wasn't good for him, but he's done for the day.
Unfortunately.
Anyway,
unfortunately, that is what it is.
so yeah, we see technical issues covering 2 drivers today. Engine problems reaping the field. 2 different types of power unit as well. Maybe if a Ferrari car were to do enough, that could complete the trio. That covers 4 people.
I wouldn't think we would want to see that though, as the only Ferrari is driven by someone with a worse temper than any other driver on the grid.
That is when it comes to retiring, he is a worse temper. He's not a, yeah. Off the track he tends to be fine, but if he is an incident, then he gets quite.
Oh yeah, no, like retiring only. I mean.
Yeah. Anyway, we're watching our current race leader by 3 seconds. Let's try and move this conversation.
Overall, not someone who gets particularly too mad.
Yep. Anyway, we see our current race leader and P2 here. They're enjoying themselves. They're having a nice time. Yeah, we see the top 2 separated by a rough gap of 3 seconds. I say roughly because the field is quite as good. It's just quite nice, you know. Tame, if the race were to end at this point in time, he is the ALR Season 1 World Champion with 2 races in hand.
Indeed.
As that would put him 50 points clear, just over 50 points clear of Gaggles. And Guggles can only make 1 race this season. If he could, he may be able to make the next 2 races. So Thermiter really, Tame really needs this P.
Is that entirely just down to Gaggles' school stuff?
Yes, it is.
That is unfortunate.
Here, I'm sure this would be an epic championship fight. There's currently 30 points between them, plus the sprint points, plus 7. There's a 37-point gap, and that needs to be 50. 51 to be safe. So he needs to get about 15 points this race, which would be the podium. Yeah, the race really in a quiet stage. Really in a quiet stage. Nothing at all of value is happening right now. The field has settled down, everyone's in their own rhythm, unless there's a safety car due to unforeseen circumstances. I don't know what could happen. We could see the gap is slowly dropping, so the gap that was 3 seconds last lap is down to 2 seconds. As I disconnect at quite possibly the perfect time.
Anyway, I will point out to Thermiter.
New record.
You are driving a Ferrari. Strategy fuck-ups are expected.
Yeah, this is referring to a message we had earlier as we see RJ Red overtaking Scythe. If I'm not mistaken. That may have just been me not being paying attention to the game.
Are we gonna have really any incident? Are we gonna have any incident reports to check for this race?
Okay, yeah, we have one. Apparently, James is 11 seconds ahead of Tame. Apparently. Right, I am not gonna lie. The new F1 Manager game looks sick. Banging.
I'm not really interested in the manager game.
I might get it. It looks good. My timing tower's broken, and I've just accidentally shut the game. They should fix it, I hope. Wise words. Turning it off and on again.
Famous last words. Famous last words.
Look,
But, interesting.
We're gonna just... Oh, and my server's crashed. Which will probably explain why.
Whoops.
So this is not representative of the actual game. This is not representative of anything. It is just my game crashing.
This is just Defox having issues.
Like I tend to.
Indeed, I've noticed.
Although this game does say that James will win this race, which could be a good sign.
What? As in you've got like a magical prediction machine?
Yeah, if you saw on the live stream, you'll see what I mean.
Oh. Fair enough.
I do have an invite, so I should be fine to rejoin as is.
Cool. That's good.
At least I think I
We got a few people with penalties. We got a few people just sort of roaming around. Like, there's not really any huge fights. Scythe is just. Ooh, as I have said that, I believe that is RJ in the McLaren who's just spun and gone off.
Okay.
Going around knock off maggots and Beckett's.
I do need a new invite. It turns out.
Okay, I can do that. I can do that.
Be very quick with it.
Yep.
That may be pivotal for the Grand Prix. That spin.
Yes, I've just sent it. RJ hasn't lost any positions, but
probably,
Red and
yeah.
Red and Scythe are now only a teeny bit behind RJ, whereas before RJ was quite a bit ahead of them.
Oh, I can imagine.
As Crushed has gone into the pit and pitted onto the wets,
So,
as it appears the weather might be getting worse.
If it is, then it shouldn't last that long. It could just be the fact his tyres are dying and he had to pit anyway, so he's making a precautionary stop in case the rain does linger till the end of the race.
No, it is getting worse. I'm seeing drivers starting to struggle with grip levels.
Ah, so we could see the worst.
The rain is in fact coming down heavier and getting worse.
Yeah, so we disconnected at quite possibly the single worst point in the race as James comes in.
Congratulations.
And comes out. He comes in and out of the pit lane. Yeah, James came into the pit lane. Everyone but Thermiter is pitting. Red is staying out on the track. Could we see Thermiter?
I'm wondering if Thermite is staying out and trying to bear the conditions.
He is staying out.
So that
he might be banking.
He can be in a higher position later on.
He could be banking. For
I think he's just trying to. Yeah, I think he's just trying to bank on it so he can get. Yeah. To wit, I will add, he'll be just behind Scythe.
Yes. Which could be pivotal because these inters, as we do see, the spray is a lot worse than before.
It's a lot worse, but obviously we've got to wait for these. We've got to sort of wait for the wet tires to adjust and warm up and get ready and to properly roll in the weather. Well, cool down, yeah. You know what I mean.
Warm up is a bad thing on.
To properly adjust temperature-wise.
Yes.
But Thermite is behind in 7-lap-old inters, which are worn, which are ready.
And Red. I think James has taken the gamble. One extra pit stop wouldn't harm him. If there is a safety car at least, it wouldn't harm him at all. This extra pit stop, which we could still get because a couple of the drivers, these inters, may not be up to scratch, especially worn tyres, as Tame comes into the pit lane. This is pivotal. James has gained so much on this lap. He's gained 4 seconds alone. James has gained 4 seconds alone. We are going to see...
Crush gets another 3-second penalty.
We're going to see a change in the lead of the race. And by goodness, it's going to be a large gap.
That is. Tame has just handed position to James.
That could be the possible win unless safety car or other values come into play with this. It's very smart.
I mean, even then, I think Tame is probably banking on the fact that they don't need to win the race in order to get the championship.
Oh, I think he's just going on the championship now. He needs to win this. Tame wants this championship. He's had a luscious career, and I think this would just come to a T to finish it off perfectly. I'm sure he's got good things ahead of him because he's done spiffingly well this season so far. As Crushed is out of the race, and it's a safety car!
Oh, there's a full safety car now.
Crushed,
So,
I think, got on a puddle out of the straightaway we've got here, and that is pivotal for the Grand Prix. It's pivotal for Red Thermiter as Bartek gets a free pit stop. He just was able to get in the pit lane at the right time for the wet tyres, so he's probably thanking Crushed for having that incident then. Brilliant news for the Haas team. They might be able to pick up P6 points if all goes well. Controller disconnection from Crush.
I see.
It has been happening
That
with
is
Tame.
unfortunate.
We have seen disconnections from the past from everyone.
Yeah, we have
Tame
seen
in the previous race is one
disconnections,
of
but
them.
it's
Either way, there's no guarantee Tame can win the race because you've already got tyres which are perfect for the safety car, James. You can save this for later on in the race.
yeah. For drivers like Thermiter at this point, I think it's just a case of trying to do the best with what you have right now.
He may risk it.
There was definitely a strategy there on staying on the older inters, but now that there's been a safety car, the strategy hasn't paid off.
I think he was banking for pitting and then a safety car to happen, not this way around. It's worked perfectly though for James, our current race leader.
It's worked perfectly for Tame as well, because it means that Tame will be able to get right behind James. So that time that Tame sacrificed, on newer tires, that time that James that James was given by Tame is now null and void, because they'll be right next to each other when this restarts.
I'm sure Red and Thermo are thinking about coming into the pit lane, which Red, I believe, is doing now. Yes, he is. We see confirmation on the side of the screen. We're going to see Thermiter as well into the pit lane. I'm sure he knows he's got 30 seconds in hand for a pit stop here. So Red comes into the pit lane. Does Thermiter pit? Yes, he does. So Red losing 2 positions there. Of course, drivers can afford to go a bit slower into the pit lane entry. They don't need to risk as much under a safety car. My goodness, the rain has come down now. We didn't see this earlier.
Yeah, it is. It is heavy.
Thermiter for a new set of inters. Yeah, Thermiter's in.
It only gets worse before it gets better.
Yeah. Thermiter's in for a new set of inters, so he thinks this rain is not going to be sticking around. Yeah. Is this a mess up on the strategy? We will tell you over the radio.
We will let you know with time, because that is interesting.
He's not said anything, so I do think this is a genuine call. It is a genuine call.
Interesting. I wonder what the strategy is there.
I think.
Is it banking on the? Is it banking on the?
I think. 11 laps to go, and it is forecast for the rain to cease before the end of the race. This is not like the sprint.
I imagine.
The rain
I imagine. I imagine that Thermiter must be banking on the rain lightening up before the safety car ends.
I think he thinks he knows that something is up for the inters to be needed. Because for all we're concerned, this could just
I can't imagine. I can't imagine Thermiter would go onto the inters needlessly.
I mean, he's already down as is. He's had a terrible sprint. Still picked up a couple of points. Totally not, unfortunately for him. But he's had a terrible weekend so far. He didn't qualify that well. And then he was involved in that lap 1 incident in the sprint with the car, as you can see back the shot behind him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we think that he thinks this rain is not going to last.
He's trying to mind game the weather.
I think he knows about the weather as he hosts the lobby, which is his one little advantage against everyone else. But yeah, let me just calculate this quickly. So
it does look like the weather might be lightening up a little.
Yeah. The gap is 30 plus 8.
So then I wonder if because everyone will have to go back onto... If the weather does lighten up and everyone has to go back onto inters again, Thermiter will have the obvious lead on them.
Right, Thermiter can finish P4 with fastest lap and win the championship. That is the current thing we are facing with him, which he does hold at the moment, so he can afford to lose this podium at this point in time. So all Tame needs to do is finish in the top 4 And then he'll be crowned the ALR Season 1 World Champion. And at this point in time is where we start celebrating the fact that
First world champion. Also, did you say Thermiter when you meant Tame?
I probably did. Again, a very long week. I've been in Wales. I've came back. I went to London. I came back. I went to Tamworth and I came back. It's all in the same week.
It's getting to the point now where it's not even like registering to me because I'm just going the Fox did it again, and I'm not calling you on it because I'm so used to it now.
Yep. I've just had a busy week. If Bartek can hurry up, we may get the safety car in this lap. If not, it'll be out one more lap, which could save one or two people's races. We'll get the call coming round.
I mean, it could definitely help with Thermiter's race if they are going for the strategy of the way that we think their strategy is going.
If Bartek can catch up, yep, safety car in this lap, so Bartek will be able to catch up just in time. Now James, the man who had provisional pole, who had a chance to take it on the softs when the rain ceased, is now leading the race. He didn't start in the top 4, not even the top 5 in the sprint. He had a good race. He's going to let the safety car just peel off into the pit lane, which it does so now.
Interesting.
The rain is still coming down, and I have a feeling we're going now before the corner's even done, and I think he has just been able to keep the lead. Everyone getting a bit squirrely out of that section. We're green flag running. We're back underway. We've got 9 laps to go. You were going to say?
I would say, I imagine them would get a bit squirrely,
yep.
but
Thermiter tries a dive down the inside of Red. He gets the move done. Red's going to try down the inside of him, though. I think the Inters may be the better tyre at this point in time, which could be something as we see James going off the track. Red suffers a spin with Bartek. Contact made in the lower 2. I'm sure we'll get a replay of that at some point soon. But Thermiter is already on the back of the field ahead of him. Even though he did lose a bit of time trying to overtake Bartek and, Red. Just Red, not Bartek. He was involved in that incident. Scythe is lining up a move on the cars ahead. The Inters appear to be the faster race tyre at this time in the race because Thermiter is on an absolute charge. He's about to overtake Scythe in P4. He gets ahead of Scythe into P4. They're side by side for the corner. I think even on the wet half of the track, he has the better grip. Yes, he does. And he does down the inside of the McLaren. He gets 2 positions in pretty much one corner. It's not 100%. It is now. RJ is going to keep ahead of Scythe, but not for long. Scythe is fighting back. We ride on board with him. We see him get through. Thermiter up into the podium places. He is actively cooking. He is a chef at the track right now, and he's got a second gap. We've got a yellow flag. It's Red and Bartek again. They've crashed. The gap is falling. Thermiter is in a position to lead the race, which could be pivotal as the 2 leaders come into the pit lane for Inters. And it's the same with Scythe. RJ chooses to stay out. And James gets a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane.
Was that debris in the pit lane?
Yeah, that was from several old rear wings and front wings and etc. But James has a 5-second time penalty that he will need to serve if he pits again, which is pivotal for the race because...
Especially considering the fact that it's very likely that it will dry out. But the strategy that Thermiter and I, that you and I had thought Thermiter was going for, has paid dividends. As now RJ, who has yet to pit and will likely need to, is 3 seconds behind, and the next competitive person in Tame Super Jazz is in second.
Yeah. Net second, and that
about about 17 seconds
back. We've got a fight between Bartek and Scythe. Bartek, man, whoa, I've just completely fumbled that sentence because of that level of a save from Bartek right there.
You said there.
I was going to say, oh man, and it just completely fumbled. Anyway, the race is on the Inters, but I think RJ has just used his softs enough that they run as Inters. Bartek is probably going to have to pit here as well. We ride on board with the McLaren, who's looking for a debut podium, and he has a moment. So I think this is now the crossover point where the wets are no longer good. So this could be the race where Thermiter finally gets on top of the podium. We've got 8 laps to go, soon to be 7.
Jinx him.
I'm not going to talk about it anymore, so we're just going to keep it to that. I think that McLaren is going to have to come into the pit lane because he has lost 2 seconds, 3 seconds almost on the car ahead, and he's losing a second to the car behind through the sector. He does choose to come in. So this is RJ possibly waving farewell to a possible podium. His debut podium it would have been in his second race. He's still on for a very half-decent point score. So, yeah.
What a race.
Oh, definitely. Scythe up into P4. Does he lose out to Bartek? Bartek on the wet tyres. I think Bartek is staying out for his safety. I don't think Bartek trusts the Inters enough yet. But we can see it is clearing up. The clouds are going.
I mean, I can understand not trusting the Inter, because it might be a case of just if depends on how quick the rain and wet clears up.
For me, the spray is nigh gone already. So RJ.
Yeah, I mean,
it comes in
I'm seeing a decent amount of spray. I'm seeing decent amount of spray around some parts of the track.
Yeah.
For example, around that part that Scythe just went down. Yeah. But around other parts, it's barely negligible.
I think in the next
certain sections of the track.
And the next take a gamble for the dry tyres, probably the soft.
Yeah. I was just saying that the certain parts of the track are drying up far faster than others, which is probably quite risky, honestly, because it means that you're going to get better grip through some sections, worse grip through others, and you're not really going to be able to place what tyres would be the best.
I think the crossover for the dries will be lap 25 to 27, so
that'll be interesting.
That would be, but we can see a dry lane is already slowly starting to develop. It's not there yet, but we can see it starting to get.
It is getting there though.
It is getting manageable.
It is starting.
Thermiter's Inters are a bit used, so he's dropping back a small bit, but he can afford it at this point in time. He's 13 seconds adrift with a possible fight behind him. But that could mean the fight. It's the
case of whenever the most important fact I think for Thermiter right now is keeping as much time as possible with the people behind him, as well as properly predicting. Properly predicting when to move on to the softs, because it's going to be softs.
Oh, I'm sure every.
As we see the rear end of Scythe. The rear end of Scythe spin out slightly there.
No, I think he's on the radio pretty much every other corner to check if it's dry yet. But I'm sure the moment that DRS is on, you already want to be on those soft tyres. Because the moment it's on...
You want to be on the softs before the DRS comes on.
Oh, yeah. Which is why I say it will be open in about 2 laps for dry tyre running. But yeah. Scythe on for...
What a race.
If there is a collision in the top 3, Scythe would be on for another podium. P4 finish after a back-to-back. So it would have been a P3 in the sprint, P4 in the race. That is not a bad weekend by anyone's standards. I'd be chuffed with that if I were him. He's already had a podium this season in a main race. Back in Austria, we all remember that brilliant and thrilling event. Where the rain also affected that race. Hopefully in Mexico, we shouldn't be seeing any rain. Same in Brazil.
Did it rain in Japan, or was Japan just chaotic?
Oh, there was rain. There was a lot of rain. And I mean a lot of rain.
Fair enough.
So having a small mistake there, but he keeps it running in the straight lines. But yeah. Rain has very, very much calmed down. Same with the race. The race has calmed down. So, in a lap's time, I predict that we will have someone darting to the pit lane for the dry tyres. Have I disconnected again? No, I haven't. Just reading parts of the old chat there, it's brilliant. Gaggle said James Pole love it, and he said, oh. We have a possible move here. Red versus Bartek at the run end of the field. Bartek trying to battle to defend this position. The last points paying position. He goes wide, so does Red, but Red gets through in the position he needs to. The gap at the front slowly falling due to the fact one is on slightly older tyres than the others.
We are going to be coming on to. Ooh, Scythe goes wide around that hairpin out of the very short straightaway there.
You do mess it up quite severely.
Yeah, that was very, very close.
Yeah, the dry line is.
The dry line is forming. We're getting close. We're getting close to it.
Yeah.
It is going to be any lap now.
As I said, next lap is probably going to be the lap where someone could go in for a risk, a gamble, a possible shot of a dry tire, and that
Bartek.
could be Bartek.
Bartek being on the wets, I think it's very interesting.
Yeah, he's not changed off of them, and I think at this point he's losing so much time. He can risk going onto a set of dry tires. 4 laps to go.
Yeah, those wets absolutely have to be overheating by now.
As James gets another penalty for corner cutting. It's really not gone his way this weekend. First it was the penalty for pit lane speeding, and now it's the penalty for corner cutting. So no matter what, he will finish P3 unless Scythe can get ahead of him. So even if he does get ahead of Thermiter, I think Thermiter would still win if the race was went like this, if James were to be ahead of him. And I will reiterate this.
I will say though, Tame is closing in on Thermiter.
Yeah.
About only 6.5 seconds back.
Thermiter could be saving his tyres for this very moment though. He probably already knows he's going to need to defend this at some point soon. So he's probably not pushing at all, as Bartek does indeed come into the pit lane.
The spray is negligible. I think this has got to be the lap where people are going to start pitting for the
Bartek
softs.
is thinking about a dry tyre.
You can absolutely see that dry line is very
as Bartek
visible.
comes in for the mediums. This is the lap as Red gets a penalty for corner cutting. That's not what we want to know. Bartek on the mediums, the balance of both. He's playing it cautious. His softs are probably already done as it is. It's a very tentative way out the pit lane. I think he's just trying to get the traction. He does so, and I think he's just.
Thermiter has a set of scrubbed softs.
Yeah,
that are only 4 laps old.
Bartek, I think, has used all of his softs in qualifying, and I don't think he trusts them.
Anyway, 3 or 4 laps.
DRS is enabled. Bartek does the right point.
You absolutely have to go to the pits.
Thermiter comes in.
This could be crucial.
This probably is crucial. James is in as well. Could this be a blunder strategy call from the championship leader and possible championship winner? Onto the softs we go.
What is Tame doing?
He's probably thinking
what is
it's not
Tame
dry
doing?
enough. He could be banking for next lap. Everyone's coming in for the softs. James is serving his 5-second penalty. Scythe stays out. RJ comes into the pit lane. So James...
Thermiter does not come out ahead of
Scythe is probably going to have to pit anyway. So that is crucial for this Grand Prix.
As is Tame. Tame is likely going to have to pit as well.
Yeah. It depends. Red is in as well, so everyone but the top 2 has pitted. And the track is dry.
I cannot see Tame going a full race.
The track is dry. There's no spray anywhere anymore. The track is dry. Thermiter's going to get DRS.
Thermiter easily overtakes Scythe.
And Scythe forces him off. That's not on there, Scythe. That's not on, bud. You don't do that when trying to defend the place.
No, that was very clearly not. You should not have done that.
I think the crossover point is happening this lap because the Inters are just now dropping away. Thermiter is going to be pushing as much as he can. The gap was 13 seconds. Quarter ago.
They are massively dropping away as we're observing this widening gap between both him and Scythe.
Thermiter's gained 2 seconds already towards Tame. Tame is staying out. He thinks he can win this on the road. I don't think it's going to go that way. At this rate, he's going to lose the race lead this point midway through the lap.
His tyres will cook.
He is
His
good.
inters will
Even
cook.
Scythe is in. That's when you know it's bad, when the other intermediate runner is in the pit lane. It's a blundered strategy call from the man who can win the championship today if he finishes in the top 4, which, yes, he probably will. The gap is down to 9 seconds. It was 13 seconds.
He doesn't.
half a lap ago.
The thing is, this Tame doesn't even have to go for the. Tame didn't even have to go for the podium.
No, he can finish 4th as Thermiter goes purple. This could be pivotal. If Thermiter gets the fastest lap, that would mean Tame needs to finish on the podium to get the championship. The gap is down to 7 seconds.
As we can see, Thermiter's just 7 seconds.
Yeah.
He's gained in a lap about 5 seconds.
Tame has to be in this lap if he wants to get this championship done. Through the middle sector we go, the longest straight on the track, one of the longer ones in F1. Yes, it's not the straightest, but it is a DRS zone. It's straight enough.
It's straight enough.
Yes, the sun is out. The gap is down to
He goes
just
purple
under
through
6
sector
seconds.
2.
Thermiter is
5.8.
Yeah. This gap is dwindling. It's under 5 seconds. Tame is going to have to pit.
There is no... those tyres, when they're... Yeah, the sun is out, the track is completely dry.
Tame is not pitting!
He's not pitting! He's not pitting! He's going to... There's no...
Tame...
He has no hope.
As Thermiter gets the fastest lap! So Tame Super Jazz, in order to win the ALR Season 1 Championship, needs to get on the podium, no questions asked. As James goes even faster than that! Can we see the last lap overtake? Will Tame move out the way for Thermiter in this race? It is the last lap. It's down to less than 2 seconds into the DRS zone.
Look how he's gaining 10th every second.
Every corner it's a 10th, and the DRS is going to be here for him. Tame, I think, is going to let him through. It would be stupid to try and defend this. Tame now
what an absolute strategy blunder.
Honestly, I think if he pitted with everyone else, he would have been fine. But this has worked out absolutely brilliantly for Thermiter. He's got just over a sector to go. It is one of the more beautiful tracks to get your debut win on, I will admit. I'm pretty sure he was saving it for a day like this in mixed conditions. The gap is now over a second. At this rate, we're going to have a new winner, a new champion, and a whole new set of joyous fans in the crowd. The Tifosi are on arms. They're getting ready for it. Thermiter, 2 more corners to go.
Is Tame going to win this anyway then?
Tame wins the championship no matter what. 1 corner to go. He's waited 10 races for this moment. Thermiter wins in America.
After an unfortunate start.
Yeah, Thermiter wins the Drivers' Championship by over.
As we have another new winner.
As James finishes P3, Scythe is going to get a new best late half finishing for the season of a P4. He's going to be very happy with that after a sprint podium. Does RJ steal it? Yes, he does. RJ steals the P4 away. Red, the Mercedes driver, is going to be the next man to take it. Thermiter wins in America.
Tame, don't try and go. Oh, I had to make it interesting. That just makes you sound. That just makes you sound like
you threw away
conceited.
a chance to pit. Then we all knew you threw away the chance to pit. You didn't want to admit it.
I missed the first one, so I stayed out. I knew it'd be close. I mean, it was a little more than close.
It was so close. Bartek finishes 7th. What a race that was. Thermiter.
I can understand why you did what you did. I can understand why you did what you did, but
Thermiter also gets driver of the day. I'm pretty sure everyone can agree to that. From basically
everyone can agree.
Yeah, I don't. Even
yeah, I mean, after a disastrous qualifying, a disastrous sprint, had probably one of the best strategy calls in the race.
A DNF last weekend as well.
Amazing.
Enter
Red.
sprint.
Red, you need to clip it. You need to clip it and send the clips and investigation.
What a race we've just witnessed. Thermiter gets his first win in ALR. He puts it right when no one else could. He played the beautiful strategy call. He qualified officially for the sprint in P8. It wasn't a good call for him at the start of the day, but it turned out to be the best race he's had. Wow.
That was an amazing strategy, putting on new fresh inters, waiting for the rain to drop off, and dropping onto the softs.
Anyway, from me, the rest of the team, and all the drivers, you've been the audience, we've been the people. You've enjoyed it. That's it for today. Thank you.